AAUA anthem. God create. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor of this university, Professor Adebisi, I warmly welcome you all to the inaugural lecture of our university. Today's inaugural lecture is titled Crossing the Crossroads of Life, the Counseling Pathways. The lecture will be delivered by Professor Adebisi, Daramola, the Professor of Counseling Psychology. It's just to thank welcome. Professor Daramola became a professor of Counseling Psychology in 2004. This is how we give him another one. And I want to say, with the permission of the Vice Chancellor, he is the oldest professor on this campus. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I also inform you that Professor Adebisi Daramola is the current Deputy Vice Chancellor at the Philippines. those that are alive. That's about it. And well, I'm sure Mr. Adebisi will be telling the whole story at the end. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me humbly invite to the microphone Mr. Vice Chancellor to present today's inaugural lecturer, Mr. Vice Chancellor.
Distinguished professors, the Inaugural lecturer, Professor C. Daramola, Adebisi here present, members of the university community, the relations of the Inaugural lecturer, the Adebisi University Students Union. Greatest Nigerian leaders. Good afternoon once again. It is with immense pleasure and a profound sense of fulfillment I welcome you all to the 30th inaugural lecture of Adebisi at Mbako. This event, rooted in a time-honored tradition of academia, symbolizes the landmark achievement career of a professor, serves as a platform for scholarly reflection, academic excellence, and dissemination of knowledge. Today, gather to celebrate and learn from the distinguished academic journey of Professor Clement and Daramola, whose lecture titled Crossing the Crossroads of Life, the Counseling Pathways, poised to enlighten and inspire us all. This topic underscores the profound contribution to the field of education, particularly counseling and counseling psychology. Draw attention to the transformative impact counseling on individual and societal development. Professor Daramola's academic journey is both inspiring and exemplary. It began in 1977, when he earned the National Certificate in Education in the physics and chemistry from Nigeria College of Education. Then sold higher education at the prestigious University of Ibadan, where he obtained a Bachelor of Education, Masters of Education in Guidance and Counseling in 1981 and 1984, respectively. First, for academic excellence culminated in a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy in Counseling Psychology from the then Ondo State University at Wake, 1993. Professor Daramola's affiliation with this great institution dates back to 1988, when he joined as a lecturer too at the then Ondo State University at Wake. Transition with university to his present location at Mbako, 1999, was elevated to the rank of Professor of Counseling Psychology in 2004. A round of applause. It's not easy to be elevated with the position of the professor. So I round of over the years, Professor Daramola has held numerous significant positions within this university, including Director of Education, the Faculty of Education, the Incident Affairs, Chairman, Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Chairman, University Staff Management Board, Chairman, University Debt Center Manager Board, Director, University English and International, the Inaugural, Member, University Governor, President Clement, and the Deputy Vice Chancellor and Administration of the
Recording in progress.
Relative local and international journals. This work has been presented at more than 25 local and international conferences spanning countries such as the United Arab Emirates, South Africa, Israel, and several others. His professional affiliations are vast and include memberships in organizations such as Counseling Association of Nigeria, Nigerian Association of Educational Psychologists, World Council for Gifted and Talented Children, United States of America, International Federation for Psychotherapy, Germany, Nigerian Association of Educational Research and Evaluation, and Teachers Educational Council of Nigeria, among several others. Professor Daramola's excellence has recognized globally. Some of his prestigious awards include American Medal of Honor and 2004 Man of the Year by American Biographical Institute in the United States of America. International Peace Prize by the Consulate of the United Cultural Convention, United States of America in 2000. Outstanding Intellectuals of the 21st Century by the International Biographical Center, Cambridge, England. Outstanding African and Students Gold Award, Accra, Ghana. African Icon of our Generation Award, Johannes, South Africa. And Honorary Doctor of Divinity from Passcode University, Ohio, United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, today's lecture is more than an academic presentation. It is a celebration of the Daramola's relentless pursuit of knowledge, his untiring commitment to the field of counseling psychology, and his contribution to the advancement of society. This lecture will undoubtedly inspire us to reflect on the pivotal role of counseling in navigating life's challenges and making meaningful decisions at life's crossroads. Let us draw lessons from his journey, testaments to the rewards of diligence, passion, and a steadfast commitment to academic excellence. As he delivers his lecture, crossing the crossroads of life, counseling boundaries, the real inspired of life is in our own academic, personal endeavors. In conclusion, express my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Clement, David Daramola, for his invaluable contributions to academia and his enduring legacy within this university. Wish him continued success, his academic and professional work. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone listening attentively, embark on the journey of discovery and life through his lecture. Thank you, and happy New Year.
Vice Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, and members of the Council, Deputy Vice Chancellor Adebisi, the Registrar, the Bursar, the University Librarian, Dean of the Postgraduate School, Dean of Faculty of Education, Dean of other faculties and student affairs, directors and heads of departments and units, eminent professors and other distinguished members of Senate, members of congregation, royal dignitaries in attendance, my lords, spiritual and temporal, distinguished staff of Adebisi University, distinguished invited guests, family members, associates, and friends, and our conscious students of this great university. Gentlemen of the press,
Wọ́n fẹ́ ilé ìtàwọn kìíní ìgbà àwọn sí wọ́n rẹ̀kọ̀gbọ́n wọ́n jí wọn wọ́jọ́ wọ́n ìgbàgbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀
is a high point in an academic career. It is generally believed that an inaugural lecture is a debt newly appointed professors owe to the university community, which will be paid before the engagement from the university public. This is because the inaugural lecture, among other reasons, serve as an original source of information about the topical narrative in which the individual has direct knowledge of the situation. The inaugural lecture can be a discussion of the professor's own work within the general framework of the discipline, that is, an analysis of the ideas which guided the work. The inaugural will be anything under the sun in which the professor considers that he has something fresh and stimulating to tell his audience. In an attempt to prophesy the prison of knowledge, an inaugural lecture, scholars often give statements of faith in their discipline, defining the nature, purposes, and relevance for present life, or how it affects the advancing society and learning practically. However, most newly elevated professors do not give these lectures, and some never do until retirement. This, according to Dudley, 1925, has kept the academic community and colleagues and the general public in doubt of their contribution, which, if presented, will act as a source of knowledge and will address practical concerns and suggest means of realizing the purpose of the discipline. It is also a chance to celebrate the support from friends and family and from colleagues, mentors, collaborators, past and present, and I am of course highly delighted to become a professor of counseling psychology. It is what I was trained to do, it is what I love to do, it is what I know what to do. However, due to some circumstances beyond my control, I have never found it very difficult to blow my own trumpet. So the thought of standing in front of an audience to do that has been very daunting, to say the least. I do, however, feel that as a scholar, one should always seek the opportunity to publicize the area of knowledge. In this case, counseling as a special area of knowledge useful to the society. I needed a title for this lecture to capture the essence of counseling psychology and the problem of the society. Then I was faced with the real challenge of how to make it intelligently and accessible to my English audience, ranging from relatives, non-psychologists, former colleagues and students, and scholars of various disciplines. Hence, the crossroads of life. The counseling pathway becomes a choice. Introduction and putting the lecture in perspective. In Vice Chancellor Sam, there is absolutely no right of writing and presenting an inaugural lecture, but there is always a way that makes sense in terms of the message. Because of its purpose, this lecture does not attempt to present all views in the field of counseling, all of which lead me to the first question. Why did I include some things and have to leave others out of the lecture or what I have undergone in the last 25 years of my teaching and research career in the university? The answer to this is that I have a particular view of what a liberal lecture should consist of. Behind this, there is another question. Why bother to present an inaugural lecture as the big light of my academic journey? These are very important questions that bring us to where we are today. In this lecture, I do not intend to report all my research findings. There are enough journals and seminars where such reporting will be found. Rather, what I want to do is to reflect on the nature of our society from the perspective of my discipline, counseling psychology, which I take it as one of the purposes of the inaugural lecture. The inaugural appointment in 1975 had their origin in the demand for a confessional in an absolute stage when the education was enriched and privileged. The state regarded it as deliberate to demand of anyone offered a share to profess views he held of the discipline. This lecture is also of the view that failure to deliver an inaugural lecture is a service to the academic community, and the university will not be able to showcase the world what the students, the professors, have achieved. Professors must not shy away from presenting inaugural and validating lectures because of the knowledge society will lose if they do not. The story of why this lecture is just coming up now, after about 20 years of becoming a professor, is a complicated one. But sometimes in the academic world, the questions are usually complicated, but the answers are usually simple. At the end, the decision to be thankful to Almighty God for being alive today, to stand before you as an inaugural lecturer. It is never too late to live happily, as it is not the years in our life that count, but the life in our years. Ladies and gentlemen, crossroads in the journey of life. In the horizon of sun, there's always a time in life when we are filled with indecision, apprehension, doubts, and yet felt this strong love of moving on in life. To be at the stage in life when one has to make a very important decision, something like turning points and deciding moment. Out of such background on this lecture, which I beg to state my conclusion that counseling may be a knowable, predictable, understandable process which can be learned, tested, and refined, and improved both in theory and in practice, which will enable us to deepen and perfect
our knowledge of ways of enabling the individual to develop a more satisfying adulthood in life. Figure 2 is showing a lesson teaching a crossroad in life. Crossroad in life is what the Yoruba people can describe as Orita Oyewon. When one hits a crossroad in life, it is a big deal. Sometimes your life will move in an entirely different direction than if one turns right. Crossroad decisions like, do I move to a new place, build a home, change career, have another child, get married, divorce, etc. Crossroad decisions are not only confusing, they are very hard. They are hard because they involve life-altering choices. And one of the choices are equally good, desirable, or maybe even painful. Reaching a crossroad in life is never comfortable, but it's not the end of the road. It's a time of uncertainty and challenge, which causes the person to be very led. To be able to show what they are made up of. We all seem to be surrounded these days in a nation of people who are standing at the crossroad. If you look at the way people are going, crossroad is a place of decision and indecision. It's either this way, that way, another way. Place of confusion. Where do I move to? If you move this way, then you turn there. If you move that way, then you turn there. And there is always another way to move. Sometimes the crossroad comes up upon us as the natural part of life. Sometimes it is called upon us by uncontrollable circumstances. It does not really matter how we are at crossroad. What matters is how we break through in what is next in life. A wise decision is needed. To such a breakthrough is a complex process. Crossroads, definition, meaning, and fullness. According to Daniel, in the fourth magic and mythology, crossroads represent a location between worlds, and as such, a site where supernatural spirits can be contacted and paranormal events can take place. Symbolically, it can mean a entity where the realms touch and therefore represent humanity, a place literally never end of death. Daramola in 2011 found out that the crossroad is a place of decision that will affect the course of one's life, and also considered that the crossroad is a crisis vision or point in time when a critical decision was made. Meaning, we all go through challenging times in our life, times of grief and unbearable losses, death, divorce, illness, times we feel empty and disconnected as we move, praying and longing for clarity, direction, and love. All these challenging life challenges put us in the middle of crossroads. And there we stand, looking left, looking right, looking back, looking from where we are from, and looking ahead at the line before we are able to move forward and continue the path. So crossroad, according to that figure, Well, the figure 4 is saying that crossroads is a place where we feel empty and disconnected. Crossroads are not an easy place to stand. We know we must take a direction. Yes, we remain in the middle of the road, confused, fearful, and lack of a circular minded over which is the right direction to take. Taking the right path, making the right choices, can become a paralyzing mind free that keeps us stuck. Thankful things committed by our own inner battle of care versus heart, freedom versus responsibility, love versus justice, right versus wrong. Here is the interesting part about this time to our lives, when we feel most discouraged, disheartened, confused, and thought. We are starting at the self-doubting and confusing crossroads. Explanation for a crossroad. One situation can be considered as a crossroad. The most common explanation for a crossroad is a crucial point, especially where a decision must be made. This might not necessarily be a good or a bad decision. When one is at the driver's seat of one's life, it is possible that one might come to a crossroad and not know what to do going forward. Every time we come to this point, we see there are multiple roads ahead and there are multiple destinations. That figure 5 is illustrating that, and figure 6. The figures are saying there are crucial points where decisions must be made. So we find ourselves various advisors beside us to guide us. Which road is safer, which road is smoother, and which road is main road in life. All of us arrive at this point of life many times. And every time we come to this point, it is left to us in choices. Choices that shape our further journey. No one can escape from making choices. One has to choose. Every one of the many choices presented to us. And we choose one and move ahead. No matter where we are in our journey of life, and each crossroad we are standing on, all our life ahead depends on one thing: what choice we are going to take today. If we take the right one now, still we can set ourselves on the malleable journey, or else we keep finding ourselves on the jungle and rumble of life. Decision making processes in life. Oftentimes, life circumstances cause us to face crossroads with confusion. We should not be afraid to ask for direction and seek counsel from those who have answers. In the words of Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 15, the Lord instructs us to ask for direction. Walk in the good way and find rest. This is what the Lord says. Stand at the crossroads and look, ask for the ancient path, ask where the good way is, and walk in it, and you will find rest for your soul. Jeremiah chapter 6, 10. So, and Addison in 2006 collaborated this and proposed that when we seek for guidance, we can rest in the decision of which path to take in our own strength and reasoning. There is comfort in knowing that one is being guided, especially when the journey is long. And this brings us to the issue of decision making. A decision making process, like decision analysis, that is figure 8. If you look at the framework, it's talking about the process of taking decisions. The first is to frame the decision, identify the decision of the grade, identify the alternatives, evaluate the decision, choose alternative, conduct sensitivity analysis, and implement precisely what counsellors do. Before the counsellor helps you to arrive at a decision, all these processes will be followed. You have to frame it, you have to know where you are going to look at all the alternatives. You are going to look at outcomes of each alternative and take a proper decision. So, the human decision theory is the descriptive psychological theory of human judgment, decision making, and behavior. Research on people making represent an important part of this lecture. What are the theoretical framework that can be used to explain decision making phenomenon? Although numerous theories related to decision making have been developed, they are necessary for theory divided into two: numerical theory and descriptive theory. The former is intended to support it. The latter describes how people actually make decisions. Both numerical and descriptive theories reflect the nature of actual human decision making process. The issue of descriptive theory or negative theory, there are two theories in also to help clients to take a decision. But the individual decision theories argue that there are important areas in which individuals have inconsistent preferences. And that is one. You have so many choices, and you prefer one. Sometimes you want to prefer one and so on. So except individuals do not know their own preferences, this is a conceptual error, and it's very common in life. People base their decision on misapplication and misconception because they don't have enough information. So what this lecture is saying is that traditional decision theory ignores individual states. People take decisions based on past experiences and past status of the individual. This is just an oversight that behavioral decision are brought our attention to. According to Clement and Weston in 1997, when we found ourselves at the crossroads and we are wondering which path to take, the good news is that there are certain things we can do to help maintain or gain our perspective. One of such things is the choice of a choice is described as risky if the probability of the different possible outcomes are known. A choice is described as risky if the probability of different possible outcomes are known, but the precise outcome is not known. So the better time the person can do what the person can do when it is faced with a risky choice is to use information about the possibilities of different outcomes to decide which action to perform. This is the core of the work of the counselor. The counselor interacts with the client and seeks information. And by the time you have enough information, we will be able to make the overall decision. And they are doing a lot of support for that. The counselor will show the light of which decision is more appropriate at the end of the day. Fortunately, counselors do not take decisions for clients. We don't take decisions for clients. But at the end of the day, the client will come in line with the counselor because giving all the necessary information. The counseling pathway of life is also in our practice of life. Counseling is a wonderful century invention which is vital in global and national efforts to raise the quality of life, through which the profession is directly influence the life of the people. Obediently, 2004, in the study concluded that the 21st century has been regarded as a rich society, where survival and thriving depends on proactive management of life issues and concerns. We are in the midst of diverse and rapidly changing population, children, youth, elderly experiencing personal, social, and economic difficulties in our growing contemporary. Daramola and Clement, 1988, in another study found that there are many challenges as we move into the future. These issues include family instability, substance abuse, changing women of work, growing poverty, increasing violence in communities, war, stressors in contemporary workplace, etc., etc. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, life growth is rarely straight. We often find ourselves in places we did not expect or want to be. How are we going to the understanding of life at the moment? Do we feel we are standing at the crossroads and not sure which direction to take? This lecture presents the perspective based on current and future trends and prominent issues in the field of counseling as it related to the errors and enormous relations in human experience crossing the crossroads of life. My accidental journey in the counseling profession. In the life, when I finished my secondary education in 1973, I joined the Inaugural of Ibadan. As a young man, it was an ultimate job to pay back again. Later, I tried to follow my education, and I did an college education to do was short due to the free education policy there by the federal government. When I get there, only college education was free totally. So if you are attending and you are admitted, so I applied there. Say, if this thing is free, this is where we go. So it was consequently I gained admission in 1974 to study physics and chemistry. It was my belief then that I would only study courses relating to the science topics and become a scientist. When the lecturer, Dr. S.A. Besley of Blessed entered the lecture room one day to announce that we will be taking the course in guidance and counseling, I quickly made an effort to escape out of the class. He noticed my effort and trying to get out of the lecture room and tried to call me out to ask why I was leaving the class. It was then I told him that I was a physics chemistry student and guidance and counseling was not part of the course. However, I was forced to listen to the lecture. After the lecture, I was actually fascinated by the content, presentation, and delivery of the lecture. When a few years later, I was admitted to the Bible in 1978 to study chemistry education. It was the same lecturer I met at the entrance of the Faculty of Education building. He was actually happy to see me getting admission to the prestigious university so soon. He invited me to his office. He has become the acting head of the Department of Guidance and Counseling. He started counseling process and exposed me to why I should opt for counseling, which was just starting in the lesson, and my process of doing well without losing digital life. At the end of the program, in 1981, I won the prize of best Adebisi in that class. That was the beginning of my journey of today's inaugural lecture as a professor of counseling. The good soul of Professor S. for doing very good. His good counseling efforts actually shaped my career path. Counseling, meaning goals and process. In the career, there is in the mind of many people some confusion over what counseling is all about. I think for many, the typical conception is not much different from that expressed by an ex-governor of Osun State, who in an attempt to find excuse in segregating some teachers from federal schools in states made this statement: "We do not want counselors in schools. They should go to their wards and overway for contest and be elected." Counselors for him and for many others simply means political jobbers and irritants in our educational system. The confusion arose from two concepts: counselor and counselor. When we do this type of problem, one does not attempt to offer a definition, but merely gives a description. And one way of describing what counseling is to state what counselors do. Let's listen to what the Bible Holy Book says about counseling. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 14 says, "Where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety." It is the purpose of this lecture to give meaning and specific context to this statement. Counseling and psychotherapy are not new concepts, even though the terms themselves are relatively recent. Daramola in 1989, throughout the centuries, individuals have been used face-to-face attention to draw or alter people's behavior and change their attitude towards a more constructive outcome. That's Roger 1942. The counseling process aims at facilitating the client to proceed with an in-depth personal knowledge of self-exploration. Daramola 2012. The core of the issue is that the counseling process is serve as a vehicle for a higher level of self-awareness and self-understanding. This requires a set of counseling strategies and techniques that will facilitate the client to explore and understand the personal meaning associated with the event and experiences of life. The aim is not to solve one particular problem, but to assist individuals to grow so that they can cope with the present problem and create that problem in a better and greater fashion. If an individual can gain enough integration to handle one problem, the more independent, more responsible, less confused, better organized, then be able to handle new problems in life. Counseling relies much more heavily on individuals' life towards growth, health, and adjustment. Therapy is not a matter of doing something to individual or inducing him to do something himself. It is instead a matter of freeing him from normal growth and development and remove obstacles so that he can again move forward. Most individuals with problems are not failures in the moment, but knowledge is ineffective because it is blocked by the emotional satisfaction which individuals achieve through the present problem. In counseling, we understand that there may be times when life circumstances feel overwhelming and disheartening. During these times, many find it helpful to work with the professional who can help to restore clear direction. Counselors worldwide allow us to offer support and counsel with a loving, open, and non-judgmental perspective. The goal of counseling is to provide clear direction to our clients and to help them become personally empowered to face life's many challenges. As counselors, we provide services and assessment including psychological testing for a wide variety of life situations, such as depression, anxiety, dementia, sexual abuse, deviations, parenting, traumatic events, childhood disorder, marital relationship problems, grief, finances, other difficulties of life. Daramola and 2015. Professional counseling is a skilled activity that involves assisting others in managing and resolving psychological, emotional, behavioral, developmental, relational, educational, and other personal challenges in order to facilitate adjustment to changing life circumstances, promote personal growth, and live attainment and overall well through the lifespan and prevent development of more serious conditions. Therefore, the goal of CROSSROADS counseling is to help people come to their own decision. Only the person who knows how he feels in the given situation can solve his own problem. Counselors do not solve people's problems, but they point in direction, like I said. So the counselor might solve what you understand the client has been saying or going through, so I can help the person to form a plan of action. CROSSROADS counseling and psychotherapy. Counseling as a healthy relationship and a solution to human problems needs to keep an eye on the psychological atmosphere of the society. In counseling practice, the therapeutic contact is itself a group experience. There, the individual can understand himself, to make independent choices, to relate himself successfully to another person in a more acceptable and mature way. The counselor does not have all the answers, but the counseling situation does provide a place where the client can, with assistance, work out his own solution to the problem. Daramola and 2018. In CROSSROADS counseling, we understand that there will be times when life circumstances feel overwhelming and uncertain. Whether it is hard working, pain or suffering, current crisis or new challenges, they all can be at the root of insecurity and unhappiness in the person's life. At times, it may feel that life itself is turned upside down, with no light at the end of the tunnel. In this case, counseling and psychotherapy becomes a pathway and a process of change. This is because counseling really offers support with the loving, open, and non-judgmental strategies. Counseling interventions across roads. Counseling can be classified into remedial, preventive, and developmental approach. This intervention may include individual and social counseling organized at different levels or groups. A growing trend in the field of counseling is the focus on prevention instead of remediation. There is now a shift for counselors to intercede prior to the incident become more proactive, developing and enacting prevention plan. This is in line with the vision stated counseling to provide clear direction and empower clients physically, emotionally, and spiritually in their everyday life. That is the vision of counseling. According to Adebisi,
Recording in progress.
the counseling process aims at facilitating the client to proceed with an in-depth personal journey of self-exploration. The core of the issue is that the counseling process is served as a vehicle for a higher level of self-awareness and self-understanding. In the National Policy of Education 2004, as revised, the federal government of Nigeria endorsed its total commitment to and support for guidance and counseling movement as the pathway to life crossroads in career counseling. Number one, at the day section 2 of the document is, in view of the apparent ignorance of many people about career prospects, and in view of personality maladjustment among school children, career officers and counselors should be appointed in post-primary schools. Guidance and counseling will also feature the teacher education program and complete. Important as counseling indeed, it should be clearly understood that it is not the only approach to the treatment of the problem of the individual across road of life. However, out of our work as counselors, with individuals, has formed our knowledge of the psychological and social risks, as well as economic loss involved in wrong choices. Wrong choices is a major problem where most of us are crossroads. Wrong choice of career, marital, social, economic, relationship, etc. Consequently, the need to lay emphasis on broader approach of preventive guidance and counseling policies and strategies, which pay much attention to the psychological needs of individuals involved in their choices. Choices are choices, but every individual has his own psychological input in which two people can choose the same career. They do not have the same way. One may be successful, one may be not. So what it means is that counseling is targeting the psychological situation of that person at that person's time. Psychotherapy issues involving crossroad counseling. If counseling is interested in treatment, we must also be interested in those organizational procedures which can prevent the development of problems. The need for a counseling service exists not only while the individual is in therapeutic needs, but perhaps when choices and decisions are to be realized at. The issue of who becomes psychological casualty requires the attention of psychological counseling. An effective counseling service with its interest focused on the individual will be a force in examining the concept of crossing the boundaries of life. Since it appears to pay much attention to the psychological needs of individuals involved in every choices. Correlation on this viewpoint is given in a study carried out by Daramola in 1995, and this study gives evidence that clients have the ability to cope with their situations under proper guidance. This supports the view that the counseling psychology specializes in the use of evidence-based cognitive therapies to help clients to understand their thoughts, their feelings, their behaviors, and their experiences. They will support line to develop insight and strategy to help them reach their goals. Especially in 1978, at the Adebisi 2022, and Adebisi 2015, have supported all these eminent recommendations. In the Bible, the goal of CROSSROADS counseling is to empower, educate, restore, and rebuild people who are feeling discouraged, confused, and frustrated. In order to address these challenges, the following recommendations are put together to help restore hope and provide direction that will help individuals achieve a higher level of personal functioning. 1. Federal government should prioritize counseling and education in our educational curriculum. In this way, counselors should not only be psychologically well prepared, but they should be technically ready to deal with clients' personal and other social life adjustment issues. 2. Since CROSSROADS counseling is concerned with offering hope, optimism, and opportunity, government at all levels must be concerned with addressing poverty, oppression, abuse, inequality, and local problems within this societal context that are capable of escalating psychological stress and tension. 3. To stand at CROSSROADS requires more strength than what an individual possesses. Therefore, all human beings need higher perspectives in form of assistance from all members of society to empower and restore hope and provide direction. 4. There is need to visibly promote fairness, justice, honesty, and objectivity for purpose in the political governance of the country, so as to reduce incidents of confusion, anxiety, misplaced priorities, and goals. 5. Counseling profession is founded on a well-developed understanding of community relevance for the society and people. Therefore, counseling services should be made available and promoted at all levels of our society. I therefore suggest the establishment of counseling centers in all 724 local governments of Nigeria to facilitate adequate resolution of psychological problems. When we find ourselves at the crossroads in our lives, asking for help is our next step of getting back to feeling good lives. 6. Universities must substantially address issues of training, research, and service activities of counseling education in order to accommodate the new global and social realities of our time. My conclusion to the university. I started my academic career at the University in 1988 and then relocated to University Adebisi, where I recently became one senior lecturer, associate professor in 1988, and relocated particularly at that university after the creation of the state, where I was thereafter appointed professor of counseling in 2005. It is also on record that I received the first PhD degree of Ondo State University in 1992. I also have various times served as Director of Education, Head of the Department of Counseling and Institutional Management, Academy of Education, Malaria Day Affairs of this university, Chairman of Academic Union ASU, member of University Senate from 2000 today. In fact, I was a member and actually attended the first regular Senate of this project. The last Senate was 199 regular. The I was a member of the Extended Management, Chairman of the Staff Management Board, member of the Governing Council 2 times, then a part of Arts and Education, Chairman of the Transition Committee, Chairman of the Group Board, Chairman of the Parliamentary Board, Chairman Investment Committee, Chairman Investment Affairs Committee Relations Committee, Chairman of Part-Time Board, Director Investment and National Audit, Islamic School, Deputy Chancellor and Chief Committee. Activities and editor-in-chief and construction editors of national and international journals and books. I serve as external examiner, assessor for PhD examination from the universities, even from countries abroad. I've been a professional assessor at university. My experience I supervised more than 1500 degrees and 16 PhD degrees. The first student I supervised to take a PhD was Reverend Sister Agatha Ukorobi. She's now a professor at AAUA. That was 1996. Well, at least not less than 25 of the members of the team are currently professors in various areas. Writing books, chapters in books, and many articles in area both nationally and internationally. I serve as the past chairman of Counseling Association of the European and a member of the Association of Counselors and Therapists in Africa. Conclusion: in the laboratory of art, as a counselor, I have the privilege of meeting daily with people at the crossroads in life and seeking the case to inner peace, clarity of focus, and the courage to overcome fear and self-doubt. It is not obvious that everyone uses some types of crossroads in their lives. Facing a crossroads can be very overwhelming and cause anxiety. One of the most complicated tasks any one of us will face in life is the concept of making the right decision. Taking the right decision. Every 3 seconds, we have the opportunity to change our lives, our family lives, our career, our well-being. Counselors believe that courage is a part of life. It is not the absence of a problem that carry one head and well-being, but what we do when we encounter them. Speaking with a professionally trained counselor gives us the chance to therapeutically explore issues and discover opportunities to grow and change. Reaching out for help is a sign of courage and strength, and this first step is often the most difficult one to take. When we find ourselves at the crossroads in life, pathway counseling and psychotherapy can assist in finding the direction that is right for us. Crossroads counseling and psychotherapy offers a compassionate confidential environment in which one can find the necessary support to cope with those stressful periods of time. Mr. Vice Chancellor, staff, and distinguished audience, and esteemed invited when we are in the first rule of life, apart from God, counselor, and death. Acknowledgements. Mr. Vice Chancellor, kindly permit me to end this lecture with some words of appreciation and gratitude to some fellow women who made God visible to me in this life and helped to describe the path that has led me to the present position. I thank God for inspiring them to inspire people and for bringing them the wisdom and kindness that performed the miracle of my life. My parents, Pa, Moses Adebisi, Daramola, and Mama, Daramola, who did not enjoy much formal education, but believed in it. They worked hard and fared nothing to see me and my brothers and sisters receive the best education that was possible, and still bigger high. I appreciate all my family members. Some of them are here. I appreciate them and their support. I'm grateful for all their loving support, especially my late brother, Professor Stephen Daramola, who actually held my hand through my academic journey. And by Mr. Daramola, the immediate past national secretary of Christian Institution, who is my entire people in the family. I sincerely thank my immediate elder sister, Mrs. Morales Daramola, and her husband and their children. They are all here. They have a special place in my heart. I remain sincerely thankful to my immediate younger brother, Mr. Lawrence Daramola, for being a pillar of support and a stand all time. My great child and colleagues in all schools and universities that I attended, in fact, I was school in Bangalore, University of Maryland, State University, and so on. I cannot but especially acknowledge the wisdom and academic prowess of Professor Oluma Ide of Blessed Memory, my doctoral thesis professor, and the first professor of guidance and counseling in Nigeria. I am sincerely grateful to the inquiry vice chancellor and chairman of this Inaugural, Professor Adebisi, for inspiring me and working gesture at all times. I just want to thank him for giving me the opportunity to work with him. I am forever indebted to him for allowing this experience. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, thanks for teaching everyone to live by pushing boundaries and for teaching everyone during this difficult time. Sir, your level of quality work remains unprecedented in the history of our university. We appreciate the effort and support of Chief Mrs. Olatege, your guardian wife. She is a great example of the adage that says behind a successful man, there is always a good woman. I also extend my appreciation to other professional officers and colleagues in the direct management. Professor Olusegun Akiwumi, Mr. Academic, Mr. Olumide Adebisi, Registrar, Mr. Tumi Urena, FCA, Boston, and Dr. Mrs. Doreen, I also appreciate the love and cooperation of all these directors of the family for their experience, knowledge, and critical in the program. They have all become very great examples of what successful leadership is doing. I have learned so much while working among them, and I cannot thank them all enough for the impact they have had on my past and present assignment. I appreciate the commitment and selfless service of all our ASU leaders, especially past and present chairman, using Dr. Bulu, the current chairperson and the current contract. All my academic and professional colleagues scattered all over Nigeria and other parts of the world. I cannot do justice to this by trying naming all of them. I just too numerous. My faculty, the Faculty of Education, starting with the current name, Professor Kimo Ayinugara. I salute all our faculty of the faculty, all professors, heads of the family, and the entire staff. I cannot forget Professor Obiu Ogushola, the founder professor of the faculty, who became Deputy Vice Chancellor and later Acting Vice Chancellor of this university. Professor Obiu remains one of the kindest, empathetic, and most helpful persons I know in this life. He creates inspiration to all of us. I sincerely thank the family of guidance and country for giving me the conclusive atmosphere to fulfill my academic responsibilities. I appreciate the commitment to the duty of our current head of the family, Professor Jude Akomolafe, and all the other professors in the family, Professor Gore, Professor Mani, Professor Tayo, Oladiputu, Professor Adelamu. I welcome on board all our new staff and wish them well in their academic career. There is no way I can forget to thank and appreciate the vice chancellors of this university, starting from Professor Akinoyemi of Blessed Memory, who actually made a solid foundation for the university to take off. Professor Funsho Akere, an administrative lecturer, who actually worked very hard to announce the professorship in 2012. Thank you, sir, for making a significant difference in my academic career. Professor Dr. Clement, for his caring and loving lectures to me and my family. Professor Femi, for being a beacon of sustainability in our university community. Professor Igbekele Adebisi was a pleasure to work with. Brilliant, sound, and well-spoken. I sincerely recognize, thank, and appreciate my bosom friends, Professor Ope Akebo, Professor Dele Abdulaziz, Professor Isaac Akindele, who stood by me through thick and thin. They have all been pillars of support for me and my family. We have been together for the past 35 years in this academic journey. I sincerely recognize and thank my special friends, Professor David and Professor Mrs. Adebisi, Professor and Professor Mrs. Afolani Okola, Mr. and Professor Theodore Akinfolani, Dr. and Mrs. Festus Afolani, Dr. and Mrs. Olubide, late Professor Lomidina, whose present mind was the source of pain for all of us. Chief and Mrs. Bayo Bagiro, Chief and Mrs. Johnson Oladipo, Chief and Mrs. Dapo Filani, there. Chief Dapo Filani, thank you very much. They are very good for our classes for the past almost year. So thank you for coming, sir. I want to appreciate the wonderful member of the old practice in Inaugural. I appreciate your sincere love and faithfulness. Thank you for making significant difference with your support. I appreciate the commitment and support of our professional body, the Counseling Association of Nigeria, both at national and at state level. In particular, the current chairman, Professor Adebisi, Achievers Investor, who is doing wonderfully well to galvanize and activate the counseling atmosphere of Ondo State. I sincerely thank all the staff, Office of DVC, Administration for their loyalty and faithfulness, especially with Daramola, Adebisi, the Deputy Officer, Principal Personal Secretary, Mrs. Adebisi, who actually tied and prepared this function. I appreciate the support of Dr. Okola Olaniwo and Mr. Victor Akintemi, late Adewale of my good friend, and Professor Mrs. Adebisi Adewale, who are classmates of my graduate and better things. I place on record the station to my own owner, the machine of it, and Daramola to look into His Royal Highness Oba Victor Adesina Iladijo Oeba Gino Victor for his love, support, loyal words of wisdom. I appreciate the alliance of Abdullah Oba Isaac Sunday Adeyemi for accepting the son. I also appreciate my family, especially my lovely wife, Mrs. Oladi. Thanks for being reliable after the report. And for being reliable in the family. Thanks for having the fun and laughter in my life. The Lord and support in the end have been a good lesson. Very appreciated. I appreciate my great and lovely children, Adeshayo, Adeshuyi, Adeshola, Adelamola, Adeshola, Adeyale. Sorry, most of them are abroad. So, I cannot, or it is difficult and painful to recall the demise of Adebisi, my first daughter, and the former 300-level accounting student of this university. Death died away from us 9 years ago, after our effort to save America. And death never knows that we never heal. Adebisi came to sleep. It's a lot of love. Finally, Mr. Vice distinguished audience, I want to hand off this lecture in the words of my poet and the book. The beautiful ones are not yet born, he said, and I quote, those who are blessed with the power and the swine sweetness of evil and have flown before me, let them go, and become slowly and like you their life. Thanks for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just listened to the 38th inaugural lecture of Adebisi University, and it was delivered by Professor Clement, Adebisi, Daramola, the Professor of Counseling and Psychology. This let's give me a hand once more. Without wasting much of your time, let me invite to the microphone the Vice Chancellor of this university for his closing remarks. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Thank you very much. American rules are the same here. Thank you. This is very thank you for your patience since the beginning of this inaugural lecture. I want to recognize the presence of Obasunde and AAUA. We are now there. Adebisi, welcome at all times. His Imperial Majesty Professor Sunday Adebisi concerning CROSSROADS or CROSSROADS and Daramola of Passcode. I just said that. Professor Chief S.R. Mumiye, Chairman of Ondo, former Vice Chancellor of University. He is here representing Oshimawe, the Paramount of Ondo, Prof. We have former University Librarian, former University Librarian, I think National University of Bangkok, former University Librarian, North University of Medical Sciences, Minister of the UK. I came for that. By December 17th, we will see him sitting out there. Dr. Edman Musa Adeyo, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Dr. Deji Ogunwale, friend from Ibadan. Dr. Deji, thank you for coming. Chief Ebenezer, Chief Ebenezer, first of all, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Dr. Jide Oyake, Director, National University of Nigeria. Thank you for coming. Mr. A.A. Obama, you did promise that for 2 weeks ago that we are taking all programs. I welcome you. Thank you. Dr. M.S. former registrar, I think we are actually back. Thank you. Dr. Rosimi Olaniyan, Federal University of Education, Ondo, Nigeria. Thank you for coming. Chief Awokilani, former chairman of the State Corporation, Well, I want to recognize all members of the family of the inaugural lecturer, Professor C. Daramola, who are here, all members of his family, wives, children, and who need letter for recognition. Thank you. Thank you. Let me also recognize former Deputy Vice Chancellor and the who were classmates. I don't know where that was. Inaugural, or the Inaugural, right? Professor Mrs. Adebisi, who I see. Thank you for coming. I thank all our deans, faculties, and all of you, our management members, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Bossa, the distinguished university librarian, who is also there. I thank all of you, the director group, and all of you for coming. Distinguished professors, Professor Hassan, the Faculty of Education, thank you for coming. Professor Clement, Faculty of Social Sciences, and the current director of Education, Professor Clement, thank you for coming. Professor Adebisi, former Dean of Graduate School, thank you for coming. Dr. Ulewa, former acting Dean, student affairs, and the University acting director of education. Professor Daramola did not today write a doctoral lecture on CROSSROADS. He also wrote very few lines on GDCs. Said behind a successful man is a good woman. So she said GDCs is a good woman. And I can't say, honestly, I have tested that. Really, there's a lot of some deep research on the so thank you for coming. Professor Chairman, Business Committee of Senate, Professor of History at AAUA, and then Professor of History, Professor. Professor Adebisi, also thank you for coming. Behind the lady is Professor Adebisi. Yeah, thank you. Welcome. Professor Mohammed, Professor of Geology. Thank you. Professor Pagonga, Professor of Geography. Thank you. Should I also call you Professor? Professor of Educational Management. He just became Professor yesterday. Professor Adebisi of Faculty of Agriculture, Professor of Agronomy. Another Professor of Guidance and Counseling, Professor Mrs. Adebisi. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Professor Ndadi Butu is also a Professor of Guidance and Counseling. I recognize all of you. Thank you for coming. That's my former HOD, Professor Clement. I also recognize. Thank you for coming. That's Adebisi. I also call me a professor. You became a professor just yesterday. Yes. Professor Adebisi. That is good. The next inaugural lecturer. December 17, 2024. Professor Mrs. T.A. Adebisi. ceremony and to the year anniversary of our anniversary. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
On behalf of the Lord, I want to say thank all of you. And with that, I will rise for the AAUA and national anthem. While the reverse procession will leave the hall and reverse further.